Hey, Profiteers, this is Kara Brothers. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Positive Profit. And today we have Becky from Charlie's Traveling Treat Truck, and she's part of our Meet the Baker series in our Dog Treat Baker Facebook group. Hi, Becky. How's it going?
Hi, Kara. Thank you so much for having me here.
Sure, my pleasure. So, Charlie's Traveling Treat Truck, that sounds like an exciting name. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, it's a mouthful for sure. It's a way to bring the fun to the dogs. So that was one of my main objectives when I started Charlie's Traveling Treat Truck was to bring the fun where the dogs were and dogs make everything better. So that's where we want to be.
Yeah, isn't that true? Do you travel around then with your truck? And like, where do you go? What kind of places do you visit?
So I'm in Connecticut and I live in Hartford. I travel around to breweries, farmers markets, pop-ups, and even private parties. A truck is an actual food truck style business is in the works, but in the pipeline. So
Hmm.
right now I will set up with a tent and a table, or I have what I call my Woof wagon,
Oh my
which
God.
is a repurposed So it's a repurposed cart that I got in Providence, Rhode Island. They used it as a crepe truck at farmers markets, and I took it and renovated it, and I now use it at some of my events. It's very cool.
Wow, so brilliant. So is it like a wagon that you would pull?
It's pretty heavy, so it's
Mhm.
maybe 4 or 5 feet long and 3 feet wide, and it has wagon wheel.
Oh
And I'll
my
send you pictures for
yes,
sure.
yes,
And
please.
so it was kind of a little gut job, not little, it was a lot of work, but I painted it was dumpster blue when I got it. It white, the wheels were black now, and I added a butcher block countertop on the top. So it's like really sleek and clean and really warm. And I have a black striped umbrella for the top. And it's really heavy. I do push it to the market in my neighborhood when I used to go there, but it's you'll sweat a little bit. And it's yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Do you put that on a trailer and then tow it behind whatever you're driving?
I have done that. And
Mhm.
then I've also just pushed it. So the
Mm,
base of
yeah.
cabinets, like, I'm pretty sure these guys who were brilliant made
Mhm.
this themselves, and I think it was just kitchen cabinets. So it's a 5 by 3 set of kitchen cabinets
Oh
with a
my god.
countertop on top and on wheels. It's honestly pretty brilliant. So I have pushed that down the street to my farmer's market, and I've also towed it on a in a
Wow. It
U-Haul. Yeah.
it sounds massively heavy.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go downhill too far. You have to stand in front of it.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, don't get run over.
Yeah.
Well, what was your inspiration for starting your business?
So we adopted Charlie in January of 2020. She was Charlene from Tennessee, which I love that.
Yes, of course.
And we brought her home. She's our first dog. So neither my husband and I had dogs when we grew up. And so she's our first dog. We instantly fell in love with her. We brought her everywhere. She's so social. And we noticed that when we were out places and it was dog friendly, there was food and drinks and fun things for us to do, but not really for her. So the specific day that I thought of the idea for Charlie's Traveling Tree Truck, we were at this Riverfront Festival in Hartford. It was so cool because there was a brewery, vendors, music, and it was right on the river. Dogs were allowed, but there wasn't anything for dogs. So in all the food trucks and all the table vendors and everything, there was just nothing for dogs. And I said, "Oh my God, we need a dog food truck." And the next day I filed for my LLC
What?
and I didn't know how to bake, but I'm a determined person. So that's where it started, to make Connecticut a little more dog friendly
Mhm.
and give people those options to bring their dog and, like, actually have something for them. Because there is a difference, I think, between dogs allowed and dog friendly. One goes the
Mm.
extra mile.
It seems like you're really leading the charge for that initiative in your area. You're revolutionizing the dog treat world in Connecticut, and Connecticut better off for it. That sounds very exciting.
Maybe I'll be in the history book.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's been fun.
regarding the treats that you have on the truck, do you have a pastry case? Do you have a refrigeration? I mean, do you have bag treats? Tell me what your whole thing is like.
So I have a little bit of a unique concept where I have just one flavor and one recipe for my treats. And my niche is that I love decorating the treats in special shapes. So I do
Mm,
a lot of decorated sets and themes. So if you come out to a farmer's market, you might see starfish and jellyfish and octopus and like these nice themes. Or if it's Oktoberfest, I've done beer and pretzels. So I really love this theme part of it.
mhm.
And dogs love the peanut butter pumpkin snickerdoodle, so it's really a win-win.
You gotta have fun
And
with those names. I'm dying.
yeah,
A snifferdoodle? I've not heard that
yeah,
before. Okay,
yeah.
that's a
My
new one.
sister-in-law came up with it, and I have to give her credit for that. It's brilliant.
Yes, congrats, sister-in-law. That's a win right there. Okay, so you've got the one flavor, but then you change it up and you dress it up with the season or the holiday
Yeah,
or whatever theme you want. That's
exactly.
brilliant. Yeah, that's really brilliant.
Mhm.
So you've taught yourself really how to bake and decorate this whole thing then, huh?
Yeah, when I was first starting, I did have the different shapes. I found the beginning of my business, like I said, I wasn't a baker, so I had to really teach myself and gather all the tools. And I definitely bought anything and everything. It was too much. I bought anything I saw that
Mhm.
might be fun, but I found a big lot of cookie cutters on Facebook Marketplace, so I went to buy them and then I just cut out the different shapes and put them in a bag, and that was kind of it in the beginning. And I started finding a lot of cookie decorating videos for people cookies. And I'm like, those are so pretty, but I don't know how to do that. So I tried to make my own icing. I ended up buying it, which was a lot easier. And I started decorating and I really liked it. And so it kind of took off from there. And the same with cakes. I started decorating cakes. So in the beginning,
Oh,
it was
great.
really simple. I'm glad for that. And then I started branching out into more decorated stuff.
Cool. It is so fun to trick people's eye with a treat that it's a dog treat, but all the kids are
Mhm.
coming over, like you're the hot
Yeah,
stuff, right?
it's so true.
Yeah.
I have to disappoint these kids a lot. I'm sorry, that's not for you.
Yeah,
Do you have a dog?
exactly.
No. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm
they're going
sorry.
to get their mom. Come on, mom. Oh, I'm sorry. Your
That
dog will like
happens.
it
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've branched out to cakes. Do you do birthday cakes, but like do you do wedding cakes or I mean, I've heard about a dog wedding cake.
Yeah. I
That's
have
a
my
thing.
first one on the book for this fall, and I'm really excited.
Woo.
There are birthday cakes, gotcha day. Those are probably the most popular. And gender reveal cakes too. Those are super fun.
Oh
I
my
think it's
gosh.
really special to include your dog in like the addition of your family. Like,
Yeah.
your dog is there already and it's just great. So I love those requests.
Now, is this a gender reveal for a human expectant mom or a
Hmm.
gender reveal
Yeah.
for the dog mom? Because I'm like, it's a girl, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's a
That
boy, of
people
course.
ask for that all the time. It's
Yeah.
the ones that I have done are the human baby that will be joining the family.
What a cool way to involve your dog, and even
I
if you
know.
have other children for them to get more excited about it
Yeah.
and make it a family event. Oh, that's really neat.
Eh, I love that too. Great.
Yeah. Do you dehydrate your treats?
I do. So I don't have any preservatives and I use all natural ingredients. So the way to preserve the treats is either by refrigeration or dehydration, and I dehydrate.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, they last a long time removing that
They
extra
do.
moisture. I mean, I have treats that are going on a year. Like,
Yeah.
they're all
I
good and they
open it.
look great.
I Yeah, they do. They look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And if you open that bag, it will smell the same too.
Isn't
It's
that
delicious. Yeah.
interesting? Yeah, it is
Yep. I had a bag
delicious.
that was a year and I was like, this is probably not good. And it was. It smelled amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. So with your sets, do you do boxes or do you do bags or how single cookies or how do you do that?
I do a lot of single cookies and it's always a work in progress trying to find cute packaging.
Mhm.
Something that's important to me is using compostable packaging. So since day one, Charlie's Traveling Tree Truck has used compostable packaging and it's really cute. It looks a lot like some other treats that you've seen, like human or other or dog treats or otherwise. And they have clear bags too, which I really love because
Mhm.
you spend so much time decorating and you want to showcase that for sure. And people eat with their eyes first and dogs too. So I use compostable packaging and I mostly individual and bulk bags like that.
Awesome. And now was that a stamp that I saw on the front?
Yeah. So it's actually 3 stamps. 1, 2, 3. So we have the logo and the
Mhm.
snickerdoodles and then the compostable because you wouldn't necessarily know that this is compostable,
Right.
but it is. So, and then I do have compostable labels on the back too, which I print myself right now.
Okay, for sure. It has your ingredients and GA guaranteed analysis
Yeah,
and all that.
exactly.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Did you get your bags on Amazon or Clear Bags, or where do you find where does one find compostable bags?
Yeah. So when I first said I want clear bags because I want people to see what they're buying, but it wasn't to be compostable, the general reaction was like, you probably can't find that. And like, I didn't know of anything. So, but yeah, the clear bags was the first place I got it. And another place I really love to shop, which is where my labels are from and my clear bags are from, is Elevate Packaging. They're out of
Oh,
Chicago, I believe.
right.
And they have a strip on their clear bag that says in green compostable, which is
Oh,
nice because
mhm.
if you're putting it in your compost bucket and, I don't know. I don't know what the journey is after it leaves my compost bucket, but
Right.
it must be nice to differentiate those from regular plastic because you really wouldn't know, but it is made from plants. So,
Right, yeah, that's quite interesting. Wow. So do you do this full time? Is this a side job for you?
so I say that my other job is my side job. I work in a restaurant and Charlie's Traveling Food Truck is the main event.
Mm,
I look forward to doing it full time at one point,
mhm.
hopefully soon. But at the moment, I split my time.
Do you just do the Charlie's Traveling Treat Truck by itself, or are you in stores or retail, wholesale, consignment?
I'm I haven't done retail and wholesale yet. I'm holding off on that. I get some requests, but when you have this business that's your baby and you're learning everything as you go, sometimes you want to take a lot of time and consideration. You just have to go with your gut. So if this feels like whenever I get a wholesale request, I'm like, I have a lot of questions that go through my mind. How much do I
Mhm.
need to produce and how much, how often and what delivery and shipping and things like
Yeah.
that. So I try, I try to not take on too much too soon. And so right now I do a lot of mobile events and farmers markets, breweries. I do private parties. And so that's the main bulk of my business.
Great. It sounds like you're busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, very fun. Do you have any helpers, or is this just you do it all by yourself?
I do it by myself. I have great friends that help me, my husband as well. Charlie's not really any help, it turns out, but we forgive her for that.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
She does take all the credit though. Her face is on every band.
Absolutely. It wouldn't be Charlie's Traveling Treat Truck
Right.
without Charlie.
Right. I do owe her that.
Absolutely. So I love that you use natural coloring and you have a natural approach and a sustainable approach, it sounds like as well. So man, hats off to you. That's the
Thank
way to
you.
go, in my opinion. And you can achieve
Thank
such
you.
amazing colors naturally. And I don't think a
Yeah.
lot of people know that.
Yeah.
There is pretty much something natural, a natural fruit or veggie powder for just about every color you could think of.
Yeah.
Except I struggle with turquoise. I have not found a good turquoise.
It's really funny that you say that because it's the hardest color to achieve. I have to totally agree with that.
Yeah. And it's a bummer because I see so many beautifully decorated, just perfect shade of turquoise and think,
Yeah.
"Oh, if only I went
I know.
chemical." But I
I
can't let
know.
myself go there.
I know you just can't. You want to, but you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And another value of Charlie's Traveling Traject that we actually haven't spoken about yet is supporting rescues. So I do a lot of work supporting rescues too.
And how do you I mean, do a portion of the sales or
I do a mix of things, whatever suits the cause best. So
Mhm.
I have donated a portion of sales. I've done donation drives if a rescue is looking for a certain item, newspapers, food. heartworm medication, etc. Like we can run donation drives for that. My customers are really supportive of that. And I've also done private events, ticketed events where people will buy a ticket and then a portion of proceeds is donated to the rescue.
Wow, that's a great idea. That's so smart. Sure, a lot of rescues are benefiting. So, how many rescues do you support, if you'd have to say?
I have probably 10 that I support regularly, and the list is
Wow.
growing.
Mm-hmm.
It's, so between my creation of Charlie's Traveling Tree Truck and today, like I'm getting a lot of requests recently. So rescues are spread so thin, and she was rescued. She came from the Memphis Animal Shelter,
Mm-hmm.
and her rescue had fosters in Connecticut because the Northeast loves to help dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of dogs in the South and other parts of the country that need help. So a lot of dogs get sent up here, and she was supposed to get sent up, but then her family backed out and we lucked out on that. So I
Oh,
really
yeah.
I really try to help because a lot of them, most of them are volunteer run
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
they're foster based and they really rely on help from the community. So I want to be part of that.
Can you tell me? I don't know a lot about the registration process in Connecticut to get your treats
Hmm.
registered. Can you talk a little bit about the kinds of hoops that you had to jump through? I am from California, so I know what my
Hmm.
process was like, which seems to be much different than the rest of the country. So what was it like for
Yeah.
you out there in Connecticut?
So there are a few steps to the process, and the Department of Agriculture is who you're going to mainly go through. And when I first started Charlie's Table Tree Truck, I thought that I had to go through the Board of Health because I had food and, I work in a restaurant, so I'm familiar with that. And they assured me that I didn't have anything to do with them, but what I did have to go through is the Department of Agriculture. So there's a few steps. You get your recipes down and how you want them, and then you send them to get analyzed. I sent mine to a lab in New Jersey. They were just fantastic. They're really fast. I shipped my finished samples. They have a whole page on their website, New Jersey Feed Lab, of what to do with pet treats. I think
Mhm.
it's like really booming at the moment. So it's really great that they have that resource. So you just follow their instructions and then you pay per recipe and
Okay.
you get your general analyzation. And then you create your labels with there are some guidelines or stipulations, rules, whatnot. So you have to have, you know, pet treat or dog treat on the front. And you have to have
Mhm.
X, those kinds of things. And then you have to make sure you include all of the ingredients by weight, the general analysis. And it takes a few weeks to get it approved. And so that's the simple version of what the process is in Connecticut.
Sure. And then I imagine once you have your first label approved, with the guaranteed analysis, you can basically use that as a template for everything else you're gonna do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
When you say you need to register, I guess, every treat, would that be true? What if you had a turmeric in one and it's yellow, but then you did like turmeric and butterfly pea powder. Is that like a new recipe or
Mhm.
is that not?
So mine, because the base recipe is the same, I can't really speak too much to that, but I know that, you can get your icing analyzed and you can get a completed treat analyzed or you can get the pieces analyzed,
Oh,
depending
okay.
on how you want to use them. It's
Yeah.
obviously much more expensive to get each individual piece analyzed, but if
Yeah.
in the long run you're going to label like that, then it might be beneficial. So
Yeah.
that's really up to the individual.
Good point. What has been your biggest hurdle in your business so far, you think?
I would say entrepreneurship can be really challenging and really rewarding, but you're really going through it and you're forging new ground, and the self-doubt that comes in when you're doing that is is real, and I think that it's really great when you can push through it because we all are just figuring this out as we go. And whether someone else, self comparison, you shouldn't do it, but we all do at some point. And when you're looking at someone else, you're just seeing this little snippet of their journey in their life. And it is a real part of it. But just remember that there's a lot of work that goes into all that behind the scenes. So it's just really important to push through the self-doubt because we're all learning, and that's the only way to move forward.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Entrepreneurship is, in a sense, it is isolating in a way,
Mhm.
and we all are on our own journeys, figuring different things out at different times, and our paths don't always
Yeah.
look the same. And that can be
Mhm.
fantastic and sometimes difficult too, because yeah, I hear what you're saying, but wow, good for you. It sounds like you're doing it and wow, continue to obviously push
Trying.
forward. You're doing a great job helping a lot of dogs too and doing something new in your
Thank you.
area. That's awesome. What is the greatest reward in your business? Like what are you just living for? What part of it?
It's a toss up. There helping the rescues is just so rewarding because obviously we see all these videos of dogs that need help and we want to bring them all home and we can't. So helping rescues further their mission is the number one. But the next thing is giving dog parents a fun thing to do with their dogs.
Yeah.
And they say dogs are the new kids. So I just love giving people more things to do with their dogs. You get there and you say, "Oh my gosh, there's treats. Oh, there's this, there's that." So I try to show up as much as I can because I love that feeling.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, what is next? What's the next big thing for Charlie's Traveling Treat Truck?
Oh, well, we have a lot of I say we and I'm just me, but it's a habit. I have a I really want to always support rescues in a bigger way. So whenever I make changes, I try to do that in a way that's going to support rescues. I throw treat decorating parties and they're ticketed events and a portion goes to the rescue. We do raffles and we all decorate treats together. It's really for pet parents that just want to go out and have a good time. Usually it's dog friendly. And so I really try to provide that experience. And we usually raise a decent amount for a rescue, which is great. People feel good doing that and they get to bring home something for their dog. And the rescues have a better time and they get more exposure, which is really important. And so I just try to just think of new ideas like that where we can make a bigger impact.
Do you have social media?
I do. I have a website, social media, charliestravelingtreatchuck.com. My Instagram is Charlie's Traveling Treat Chuck. And I am on TikTok, but I am an elder millennial, so I'm not even sure what my handle is. So-
Good for
but
you.
you'll find it somewhere. So that is where you can find me. I do a lot on Instagram. It's my comfort zone. And I love connecting with people and sharing pictures. And I love following dogs and seeing all of what you guys do. I really love that. So we're just a bunch of dog parents that, are having a good time. So come join us on Instagram if you're there. TikTok
Absolutely.
too, but someone help me. I don't know.
No, I'm the same way. I understand. Yeah, Instagram is my comfort zone too. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a real pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you much success in the future.
Thank you so much, Kara. It was really nice talking with you. I appreciate the opportunity.